because that was just, it was horrible. But they brought him back into the fold, and TJ was like, you did your thing, you did your big one. And everybody's like, congrats, Tommy. And Tommy's like, yeah, I did it. Yeah, thank you guys. I'm like, girl, you ain't do shit. What you do? What you do but cry? Like, I couldn't have been in the audience. I would have been like, what's happening here? I would have been making all kind of noise. You can't lift it up. Friend, you want me to come down and help? What is going on, beautiful people? It's your boy here, Wesley from A Connection TV here on YouTube, the one place in the World Wide Web where we actually adopt similar connections despite our differences. And I'm here to talk to you about the challenge, episode 4, season 38, entitled Living on the Edge. Yes, indeed. If this is your first time seeing me, I don't know why, but follow me on social media, Instagram and Twitter at A Connection TV. Now let's get into it. Now y'all know I'm not the analytical reporter, right? I review like a regular person does, screaming at the screens when they watch the episodes. I'll come back giving y'all my opinion on the episodes. I don't go surfing for all the behind the scenes information and all of that. I just review what I see. And so with that being said, let's get into it. Darrell and Veronica, they come in on the scene with the gangster lean. And, you know, it's interesting how they're like, I'm feeling TJ, I'm feeling friendly. Everybody's like, what? No. What is it now? Huh? In my mind, I'm like, how long is this season gonna be? I feel like this season gonna be like 50 freaking episodes. Cause I'm like, Jesus, one goes off, they bring another one back. One goes off, they bring another one back. One goes off, they bring another one back. It's like we've had 4 episodes of a full cast. And like, you know, what's gonna happen now? But anyways, everybody's like playing the guessing game or whatever, and then Darrell comes out, and he's not hiding like Veronica. And when I tell you, Aneesa had the most insane, you know, excited response seeing Yvette come into the thing. I mean, she was jumping up on that, stomping the ground and stuff, stomping the pavement. And I'm like, girl, she ain't your ride or die. But then again, I'm like, well, maybe she think it's because it's another vet. She got another group of allies on her side. So I'm like, okay, cool. Everybody's all excited and shit. But you know what's really interesting? I like the fact that the people, not the OGs, but like the in-betweeners and the rookies, even they know who Darrell and Veronica are. And that's like, again, that goes back to the nostalgia of the whole game and just liking it, just liking what the vets bring. You know what I'm saying? I'm still cussing out Challenge USA. But anyway, I know a lot of y'all like it and y'all, whatever. I don't. Anyways, moving on. It was dope to, you know, we keep hearing Darrell has won 4 finals in a row and, you know, whatever. Well, it's not really much after that. But Veronica, I didn't know. Like, again, I don't go on the Challenge Wikipedia page and find out all the stats of these people. I don't do all that. Y'all do that enough for me, okay? I'm just a regular old forgetful dude. But Veronica won or has the most final wins out of the women, okay, in the Challenge series. And she has the most daily wins out of everyone. What? Insane. I did not know that. I was like, huh? Out of everyone, she has the most daily comp wins? Wilbur comes on the channel, comes on my TV next, and she's over here foreshadowing what the producers are going to edit into the show. You know, every time they speak about something, it's going to be a storyline the rest of the show. Like, it never fails. The formula is, depending on who's going in elimination, depending on who's the winner, we're going to highlight them throughout the episode. We're not going to care about anything else. We're just going to highlight the winner and the person going in elimination and let that be the fuel for the episode. And so with Nany, aka Wilbur, coming on the scene in the post-confessional, she's like, well, I just have a feeling that Darrell and Veronica are going to be thrown in because they don't have any allies, they're new to the scene, and they don't, you know, they just replaced somebody else. So they're going to be the first ones to go in. I'm like, all right, well, cool. We already know who's going in now. You know what I'm saying? And then right after that, we started dealing with Annalise and Tommy talking to Olivia. And Olivia is giving them the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 7th, 8th, 9th degree. You know, talk about what? No, I'm not doing it. Y'all are slimy, conniving. Y'all can't be trusted. Y'all lie to my face. I'm not having it. At the same time, you know, they failed to show us what happened in the elimination last week, because Olivia wasn't so nice about, you know, Annalise and Tommy. Apparently there was an argument that ensued for a while before they even played the game. And apparently what had happened was Annalise and Tommy were basically told by Fessel and Mariah that they had to do XYZ Elemental P or else. Nobody wants Horatio. The house doesn't want Horatio and Olivia in the challenge. So, you know, Fessel was like, y'all need to let them go. Whoop de whoop de whoop. So Annalise and Tommy thought that they were doing what the house wanted. Unbeknownst to them, sure, you were doing what the house wanted, but you're still looking like a backstabber because you promised these people certain whatever. And so it is dang if you do, dang if you don't. The house still as a whole don't really care for Olivia and Horatio. They're just very hard to get rid of. They're a great team. They took out Johnny and Raven. Okay? And also last week, we didn't see an argument between Raven and Nerese that was spurred on by Bananas and Devin. Like, why didn't we see that? You know, there was a lot that happened that led up to the club situation, and they're talking to each other like, I don't like you, yes you do, I don't like you. You know what I'm saying? It just made no sense. It's like, they definitely are picking and choosing what to leave in and what to leave out, but the episode as a whole isn't really making sense to me, you know, and not knowing that stuff happened was like, huh? Like, I don't know, it was just a bit confusing to say the least. But Olivia is not here for what Annalise or Tommy is feeding her, and Horatio's upset, right? Horatio, then we see him in the room with Laurel, and it seemed like Horatio was about to cry. I don't know if he's that sensitive or not, but you know, his shirt is off, his muscles are out. Him and Laurel sleep in the same room. They sleep on the top bunk, and their bunks are like this separated from each other. So Laurel, in her lesbian-looking ways, are like fawning over. Is she bi? I don't know why I could have sworn Laurel was with a chick. You know, Laurel gives me. What is the girl's name? The cartoon, and I know y'all know it before I know it. But what is her name? There was a cartoon on MTV, and she was so mellow tone. All the time she talked like this. And she always wore the same clothes, and she was very, like, dramatic. Like, what was her name? I want to say her name was, like, Laura or Nora or something. I don't know. That's what Laurel reminds me of, and Laurel just gives me lesbian tease all day. And I could have swore she wasn't a female, like a chick relationship on the show. I could be wrong. Maybe she's bi. I don't know. But I don't know. I can't Horatio and Laurel? I don't know. I can't see it. To be honest, I get gay vibes from Horatio, no shade. I just get, maybe they both bi, and my gaydar is just not really working. I don't know, but Laurel like turning him towards her chest to chest so she can just wrap her arms around him. I was like, this is a bit weird. This is a bit like grandma and grandson. The Rickies are off to the side, like having this kumbaya, my lord kind of conversation, which they end up having a second one at the fire pit. But apparently Amber is the ringleader, or at least that's what fine ass Chauncey is deeming Amber to be the ringleader of the rookies, because Amber considers herself to be at the bottom of the totem pole with the vets, but with the rookies, she's like cool and in it to win it with them. And so it's like this thing where they feel like the rookies have to stick together. And to be honest, they do. Y'all are only as strong as the team is or your numbers are, right? Right? Makes sense. Then right after that, they have a little fire pit. What are we grateful for situation? And I'm like, oh, this is real cute. Mind you, they snipped it at like 2 seconds. Like it was on and I'm grateful for you guys. Cut. I'm like, okay, y'all could have that little quick little thing. Y'all could have gave us some tea on what really happened in this episode because I feel like a lot was taken out. This really, let me not go ahead of myself. So Colleen and Fessel, I still don't see it. Last week I was confused and befuddled. I still am very much confused and befuddled. Maybe because Fessel is like tall and looks like he smells like a man. Not like the good part of a man, but like the smelly part of a man. I don't know. But it just gives me real... Anyways, I'll move on. Yeah. Nelson and Olivia. First of all, Olivia's beautiful. And what makes her like beyond beautiful to me, in my gay eyes, is the fact that she's like a boss. You know, I was just telling somebody the other day, because I went out for a little bit or whatever, and I saw this chick and she was dancing and she was grooving or whatever and winding her little waist or whatever. And at the same time, she wasn't really giving me like dainty with it. She was giving me like ha 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 ha. And you know, the vibe was cool. Well, the energy that was simmering off her was cool. And I was like, okay. She was getting my attention basically. And I was like, maybe I just don't like real feminine chicks. I'm not trying to date no Queen Latifah, you know, but like, yeah. So that's Olivia is giving me that. And I can understand why Nelly is like boing, boing, boing with it. You know what I'm saying? Because Olivia is hot. And mind you, Nelly is fine. As like, what? Listen, if I had to rank, and I don't have to, but I'm going to, the top 3 dudes this particular season, top 1, 2, and 3, what? It would have been Nelson, it would have been Johnny, and then it would have been Chauncey. Yeah, actually, let me rearrange that. It would have been Nelson, Chauncey, and then Johnny. Period. Anybody else after that, I mean, it is what it is. Horatio was cute, but I would put Darrell before. So it would, I know y'all don't really care, but I'm saying it because it's, you know, it's how it's coming to my dome. Nelson, Chauncey, Johnny, Darrell, and then Horatio. It's just how it's flowing, and then everybody else can kick rocks. But you know, Nelson and Olivia boinking and boinking, and I'm like, she is so lucky. She is so freaking lucky. And then out of nowhere, Jordan and Tori, well, not out of nowhere. I mean, they were engaged to get married. They were together for a little bit. You know, she clearly doesn't care about the nubs. So it's like, she probably was getting nubbed all night, you know. So it's like, that's cool. If they can boinky, knuckle it up, and, you know, them not have any issues, I'm all good for that. Because I feel like Jordan is in a nice, cool, calm, savior kind of a space. Him coming on the scene with the gangster lean with Anissa. And Tori isn't being a bitch, you know, this go around. She's, you know, and she's here. She's lasting so far. Yeah, I don't know. It was just weird. Everybody hooking up. I wonder who else hooks up. Like, who is Jay boinking in the house? Who is Jay boinking? And who is... Like, is KC and Nani chewing on each other? Like, I'm really curious. So the first challenge that Darrell comes back to is a heist challenge. And surprisingly, Darrell did pretty good. It was Veronica that effed up. The challenge was called Hold On To Me or Hold On To My Sneakers or whatever it was called. And there was only 3 highlights from this whole thing. All right? Highlight number 1. Chauncey's cake. Good Lord. Okay? Because Chauncey was like hanging on or whatever. He was scared of heights or whatever. Amber goes and grabs. She falls. They miss it. But the amount of spillage that was sitting, I was like geeked looking at my TV screens. God damn. And then highlight number 2 was Anissa and freaking Jordan getting the flag. Like, what? I thought that was so dope. And it was a smart move on, well, did it just make sense or was it like a smart? Well, it was smart nonetheless. But why would you have Heavy Anissa jump on, ooh. Wait. Jordan couldn't hold it. Jesus! They made it seem like, oh, we're gonna switch it up. And I'm gonna run in and latch on to her. No, boo. You couldn't hold on to the thing. Child, I'm sitting here thinking that they came up with the plan that Nurys and came in. All along, it was anyways. Why stop being messy? I'm not being messy. I'm just being observant. But, you know, that was a highlight. Jordan they grabbed the flag. He grabbed the flag. And so, highlight number 3 was when after 54, what? 54 challenges, all them seasons, because of Nurys. Just call it a buck. Just call it a buck. Because of Nurys thinking of the plan, the master plan, Nelly got the win. Nelly got the win. And I'm like, whoa, 54. And, you know, it's no shade. I love Nelly. I love Nelly down. But it was because of Nurys. But anyways, I want to say that this particular episode was kind of flawless. And it was interesting because it was flawless on a win by Nelly. What? I just knew that if Nelly would ever win something, it would be like a flub. And it's no shade. It's no shade. It's no shade. We've never seen Nelly in power. Didn't know if he was going to pull a Taylor from Big Brother or if he was going to come through with the come through. And to be honest, I really don't know how edited this is because I don't know if Nurys kind of gamed him into it or if Olivia gamed him into it, but the edit that they gave Nelly gamed himself into it and was telling Nurys how they should go about picking and who they should go about picking. I was like, I'm flabbergasted by the whole thing. And at the same time, before they go to the club, I'm looking at Nurys like, damn, she fine as hell. How you get fine-ass Nelly and fine-ass Nurys ain't got no babies? What's happening here? What's happening here? They are two beautiful specimens. And I'm like, whoo! Jesus, they gorgeous. And Nurys just sitting there like, I'm like, God, that girl is bad. What? OMG. But anyways, I digress. They go to the club and they have an honest conversation with Olivia and Horatio. And I believe that because of this honest conversation, unlike Annalise and Tommy did last week, Olivia is able to accept their fate. You know, they are targets. They're going to be targets for a minute. They have to figure out a way to come out on top. And Olivia comes up with this good plan. I don't know if it was a master plan because they were still at risk, but it was a good plan nonetheless to at least have a fighting chance to get the safe dagger and make themselves safe. But Nelly and Nurys still put them down because the house is still afraid of them, whoop-de-whoop, whatever, and they have a fighting chance pulling out the dagger. I thought that was dope. From Nurys's plan on how they should play the game to Nelly's plan on who they should throw in, and even the interrogations with them, to Olivia's plan on how it should go, if they should be, how they should be allowed to be in the draw. I thought all of that was masterful, and it came out and it played well, right? You know, Horatio and Olivia were picked, and everybody's like, ooh, no, dang, Nelly is cold for that. All the while, it's all up to plan. You know, Olivia wasn't making it obvious. She was like, yeah, that's what it is. But they're going to hate it when I come back in the house. I'm like, girl, you better act not really. You know? And it was what it was, right? We get to the zone or whatever, and Annalise and Tommy are thrown in, and Nelly gave this, like, cold-ass speech. I'm like, was he practicing? Again, did he do a Taylor, practice his speech on what he was going to say because this is the first time he was in power? And I'm like, okay, Nelson. Go ahead, do your big one, bro. Do your big one. So, you know, Annalise and Tommy are thrown in, and you have Darrell and Veronica, and you have Kim and Colleen, and you have Olivia and Horatio. Again, shout out to Nelson and Nurys coming up with this plan to tell Colleen and Kim to save Horatio and Olivia, and to tell Darrell and Veronica to save Horatio and Olivia. And everybody agreed. I was like, what? This just seemed like it was going to be too perfect. But we get to the zone, Annalise and Tommy are thrown in, and Horatio and Olivia pulled a safe dagger. What? And in my mind, I'm like, because they didn't have, like, Horatio and Olivia wasn't told by Nelson and to necessarily pick the vets. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like this thing where they spoke to the vets, and when the vets was like, yeah, we'll talk to them, and Nelson was like, y'all should go talk to them. I think it'll be a cool thing or whatever. Y'all should help each other out. In my mind, I'm like, is they trying to do what Annalise and Tommy did again? But no, they told the opposing teams to pick Horatio and them. And I was like, that was smart. What? Wow, on a Nelly gameplay. Like, I was just so excited for Nelly and Nurys, right? And so in my mind, I'm like, they're gonna pick the vets. It only makes sense. Like, give the vets an olive branch. Let the vets know you're not coming for them. Nelly is doing his big one. Olivia's doing their big one. They pick the vets, and now Kim and Colleen have to go up against Annalise and Tommy. No shade. Anybody could have went up against Annalise and Tommy. To be honest, I was so saddened for this boy. Like, I'm like, and I'm saying boy first off because he's short as hell, and he was trying his hardest to pull that chick up. And I can understand if, like, she jumped to latch on to him, why couldn't she be the one to pull the rope? She looked 10 times stronger than him. And in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, they thought just because he the dude, he about to pick this chick up. It was so horrible to watch, and no one could make fun of him because they saw that he was severely and intently trying to lift this girl up, but he could not even do it. So much so that Kim is off on the side telling him what to do to hoist the girl up. Tommy could not even lift her up. She probably weighed 50 pounds wet, and he could not lift her up. I was like, oh my God. The whole time, Kim just sitting there with Colleen, like, and Colleen just struggling with the puzzle. Like, is it Chad? What am I doing, Chad? Chad? Damn it, Chad! I was the mole, Chad. You know what I'm saying? And Tommy's like, I can't pull it. Oh, what's wrong? I can't pull it. And Annalise's like, it's okay, baby. You got it. Just focus. Just focus. And the mud is just... It's okay, baby. Just focus. You got this, Tommy. Don't give up. Don't give up. You know, Colleen gets the puzzle right. And then Tommy crying. And to be honest, you know, no shade. Tommy made me well up. Like, because I felt defeated with him. Like, you know what I'm saying? I felt defeated with his ass. I'm like, damn, we both lost, bro. We couldn't even lift up the rope, and it was crickets. You saw tumbleweeds. It ain't never been a quiet-ass crowd like it was. Couldn't nobody say nothing because they would have felt lame as heck if they would have said something, because the boy was crying his snot and eyeball. He was giving why I want to say, and I do want to say Annalise, he was giving a Viola Davis crybaby. I'm sorry. So much so that TJ even had to big him up for crying because it made him feel like he cared. Child, I don't know what kind of game this was, but that was horrible. Like, that was horrible. Like, I'm glad he didn't ice himself, you know, because it was horrible. But they brought him back into the fold, and TJ was like, you did your thing, you did your big one. And everybody's like, congrats, Tommy. And Tommy's like, yeah, I did it. Yeah, thank you guys. I'm like, girl, you ain't do shit. What you do? What you do but cry? Like, I couldn't have been in the audience. I would have been like, what's happening here? I would have been making all kind of noise. You can't lift it up. Friend, you want me to come down and help? They would have been mad at me. What? They would have been mad at me. Anyways, Nelly and Nurys had a flawless victory, Mortal Kombat style, and I'm so super geeked that Nelly had this win. It was super dope, and I'm happy for him. What you thought? What was y'all saying? Leave your comments below. What was y'all saying about Tommy struggling, baby? He was struggling, baby. Go ahead, baby. He's struggling, baby. Go ahead, baby. He sure enough was. Tommy, get the sand out of your sneakers. Anyways, leave your comments below. Let me know what you thought of the episode. Thank you guys for watching. Deuces.
Boozy!